Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet, the voice you know with the news you trust studio, sponsored by BASF, where you can count on the trusted performance of Allevo seed treatment to protect your soybean crop. I'm Morgan Anderson out of Athens County, back on your airwaves from when you last heard me in the spring. I'll be broadcasting your Wednesday and Friday afternoons, so thanks for tuning in. Taking a look at your afternoon headlines, tariffs jumped to 50% on Indian imports. Here's what you need to know. President Donald Trump has doubled tariffs on Indian imports to 50%, just weeks after setting a 25% baseline. The White House says the move is aimed at punishing India for buying Russian oil, which Trump argues helps finance Russia's war in Ukraine. India, the world's fifth largest economy, has signaled it will retaliate. Their junior foreign minister told reporters that the country will keep purchasing energy that supports its economic security. The United States imported $87 billion in goods from India last year, including pharmaceuticals, smartphones, and apparel. American exports to India totaled $42 billion, led by oil, chemicals, and aerospace products. Switching to a similar gear, Brazil and Mexico say they'll sign new trade deals next August. The Brazilian vice president made the announcement after meeting with the Mexican president in Mexico City. The countries signed preliminary agreements covering agriculture, health, and biofuels, including beef, because Brazil is looking to expand beef exports to Mexico, which recently passed the U.S. as the second largest buyer of Brazilian meat. Mexico, however, requires livestock traceability, something Brazil is working to meet. The talks also touched on ethanol production and potential electric vehicle battery projects. Officials say the agreements will update trade pacts signed 2 decades ago. One last trade talk while we're at it. China has stopped buying new U.S. soybeans after placing a 20% retaliatory tariff on American beans, which rises to about 34% with added taxes. Instead, China is turning to Brazil, now the world's top soybean producer, to meet its massive demand for animal feed and cooking oil. Talks between Washington and Beijing have resumed, raising hopes of renewed U.S. sales, though analysts say President Trump's push to quadruple Chinese soybean purchases is unlikely. For Beijing, food security is a top priority, of course. Officials there have long pursued a strategy of diversifying suppliers, encouraging Brazil to expand production. By the numbers, Brazil now plants nearly 120 million acres of soybeans, about 35 million more than the United States. And as we know with Brazil, still has room to grow. Those were your afternoon headlines for today. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
This is Dale Menyo with the Ohio AgNet. For over 25 years, my truck has been running strong on biodiesel, reliable, high-performance fuel that keeps me on the road promoting agriculture. Every gallon helps power Ohio's economy, protect our environment, and support our hardworking soybean farmers. The best part? It works in any diesel engine. No modifications needed. Take it from me. Choose biodiesel and drive with purpose. Learn how at soyohio.org.
Let's take a look at our afternoon weather update from meteorologist Ryan Martin, brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance. Online at seedconsultants.com.
Another warm, dry day today, but our pattern is changing a little bit starting tomorrow. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin with that Ohio Ag Weather Update. Your Wednesday, mostly sunny, warm, a little bit more humid. Southwest flow dominating here today, but off to the northwest, there is a frontal boundary that's working towards us. It'll be increasing clouds in northwest Ohio as we approach sunset. The front then moves across the rest of the state through the overnight, after midnight, right on through probably mid-morning tomorrow, well, midday tomorrow. We are going to be seeing rains out of that, anywhere from 1/10 to 3/4 of an inch, with 80 to 90% coverage across the Buckeye State. Chilling down and clearing off a bit for the overnight tomorrow night into early Friday morning. And then we've got another area of low pressure that sweeps through the Great Lakes region, bringing clouds and scattered showers. I think it throws a few clouds into Ohio, but for the most part, Friday turns out partly sunny. Clouds increase overnight Friday night into early Saturday as another round of moisture comes up from the southwest. Moving through Ohio, we end up with about 75% coverage. Only the northwest quadrant gets missed, and we can see anywhere from 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch out of that. Nice batch of moisture. It's done by early to mid-afternoon Saturday. Sunshine comes back. Sunday turns out partly sunny and cool. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week look pretty nice as well, with a good deal of sunshine and pleasant weather conditions. Clouds increasing Wednesday, Thursday, with scattered showers developing in those clouds, and that gives us a slightly damp finish to the week, although coverage at this point only is going to be about 40 to 50% of the state. I'm meteorologist Ryan Martin.
Thanks, Ryan. Let's recap how the markets closed, brought to us by Seed Consultants, simply better performance online, seedconsultants.com. September corn down 5 1/4 at 3.97 3/4 cents. December corn down 5 even at 4.18 even. March corn down 4 3/4 at 4.36 even. September beans down 9 3/4 at 10.16. November beans down 9 1/2 at 10.31 1/2. May beans down 9 1/4 at 10.79 even. September wheat down 9 cents at 5.04 even. December wheat down 6 1/4 at 5.22 even, and March wheat down 6 1/4 at 5.38 1/4. October live cattle down $1.20 at 238 32 1/2. October lean hogs down $1.72 1/2 at 93 82 1/2. October feeder calves down $2.20 at 361.50, and September class 3 milk down 9 cents at 17.84. Those were your closing markets for today. Thanks for joining us. Like I said, I'm Morgan Anderson. Happy to be back. Thanks for listening. This is the Ohio AgNet.